Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara Designs, and today I have my June bullet journal to share with you guys, so let's jump right in. So I am still using my Hemlock and Oak journal here that I've been using for all of this year. I did recently discover that I'm not going to fit all of 2025 in it, though, so I did actually buy a second journal that I'll show you at a later date. But for now, I'm still working in this A5 journal, and I like to make my cover page half decoration and half functional. So I'm drawing out my calendar, and I like to do 6x6 dot grid squares. That's kind of where I guess dot grid. I guess not a square technically, but that is the measurements of that. And that's kind of the calendar layout I go with. I switch which side has decorations on it pretty much every month so that my journal doesn't get too bulky. And I hope you guys don't mind different types of content on the channel. I know I am a card creator as a general rule, but I just like to push my creativity, and this has been such a fun way to use my crafty goodies in a completely different way and stay organized as I, run a small business and I work for myself and I create content and I do markets and I just do a whole bunch of different stuff. So this helps me kind of stay organized and, keep up to date on what I need to get done in a really fun and creative way. So I have drawn out all of the squares for June, the calendar, and then I brought in this pattern paper from Mintay Studios. It's called Photographer. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I will of course link to it. The problem, of course, is that I tend to buy papers that are really pretty and then not know what to do with them and set them aside. And this actually was not the intended paper for this layout, but the paper I was hoping to use didn't come in time. So I had to kind of pivot my thought process and change up what I wanted to do. And so I brought out a paper from my stash, and I am incredibly happy with how this setup turned out. Now I've switched my trimmer here to the slide trimmer. So you saw me using the Tim Holtz Rotary trimmer, which is a 12x12 trimmer. This is a 12x12 trimmer as well. It just happens to be the slide trimmer. And I switched to this one just because it's easier to cut certain parts out. You're going to see that I'm trying to cut out a piece so that it will go around my calendar. And you can't see my journal. It's kind of off to the side there, but I'll bring it in here and you can see kind of what I'm doing. And I didn't measure anything here. I pretty much just bring in the journal, line up where I need the cardstock to be cut. Then I bring in my pen, make a little mark, and that's how I'm measuring everything. So if you see a cut piece of paper, that's what I've done, because it's very specific to go around my calendar. So instead of getting out my ruler, trying to figure out the measurements, I find it easier to just mark the cardstock and kind of go from there. Although the alternative to that is that I will randomly cut out pieces that I want. So here I knew that this kind of little square of cardstock I want to add here, but I didn't know exactly what the measurement was. So I cut it down to where I thought it would fit. And then I had to kind of trim it to actually fit the area. I think I say it every month, but this might be my favorite layout. I don't know. I think it's because every month I challenge myself a bit differently to work with something, and I'm always a little bit surprised at how pretty it turns out. And I shouldn't be. The papers are stunning. And I had no idea what I was going to use these specific papers for when I bought them. I saw them in my local scrapbooky store and I fell in love, and I had to have them. And I had no plans on what to do with them. I purchased them and they've sat on my shelf, and I take them out and I look at them and I pet them and I put them back until the paper I wanted to use didn't come in. And that was hey, this is the perfect opportunity to use this, because it's not what I would usually reach for. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that it was a happy accident, I guess we can say, that I ended up needing to use a different paper, because I don't know if I would have used this for this type of project. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. So you can see that I went a little bit overboard. I am literally going to cover up almost all of the white space. The exception, of course, is the binding, because I don't want to hinder my journal that much. It's already getting pretty thick, and I already know I can't fit all 12 months in it. So I do avoid the binding of my journal. But other than the center of the page, I pretty much cover up all of the white space except the calendar, because I need to write on that. So I didn't add anything there. And this paper actually had matching stickers and die cuts and ephemeras. So I'm going to bust some of that out. I mostly use the die cuts and the sticker elements. You guys know, if you've been with me for any length of time, I love stickers. They're one of my favorite things. I like to use them in Pentel letters. I like to use them in my journal. I love to use them just all over the place. They're one of my favorite things. And so I busted out the stickers to decorate different areas. And you're going to see some new stickers that I'm hoping to release in my shop. Sadly, I can't release them until I know if Canada Post is going on strike or not. There is supposed to be a strike as of today, as when you guys are seeing this video, because this is the 22nd. There is a possible Canada Post strike. So if you are eyeballing any of my stickers, please wait. Just because if you buy them, I can't ship them to you. So you can always reach out to me, and ask what's up, and I will happily, get back to you. But there is, as of recording this, I always do my videos early. So right now we don't know if Canada Post is going to strike again or not. They have the ability to as of the 22nd. So I'm going to show you some of my new stickers, but they won't be in the shop until after I know what Canada Post is doing. So I have my big month stickers there. That one's not new. That's a sheet that's already available in my shop. But I have a few new ones that I'm really excited about showing you. So you're going to see those in a second. Now, I brought in the Tim Holtz Cello sticker tape. Oh my, this is probably my newest fascination. And I'm not surprised. When Tim Holtz showed this product a while ago, he pretty much said in the announcement that, you're going to love it and you're going to want to stick it on everything. And he was 100% correct. I got mine quite late. Like, this is an older product now, I think, but it took me a long time to get my hands on it. And this is the first time I'm using it. And now I'm kind of sad I only bought 2 packages of it, which I know sounds really silly, but I'm a little bit sad about it. I might see if I can buy some more because it's so fun. Like, it just adds a little bit of something to a vintage project, and I am in love. This is a newer sticker set. This is my new numbers set in my new color. This is teal. I am releasing some new colors of the sets, but again, like I said, I won't do it until I know what Canada Post is doing. But this is just a really large number sheet that I did, and it matches all of the ombre stickers. Well, it will. Teal is coming. But the whole idea is that these large numbers will match with the ombre. So if you've bought anything in the past, any of the other ombre colors of the day sheets, these stickers will match those. So that is one of the new exciting products that I'm bringing to my shop pretty soon, I hope. So watch out for that if that's of interest to you. I do talk more about my sticker sheets and all that in my vlogs. I'm behind on vlogs. I got really busy and then I got really sick. So I am hoping to have a vlog out in May. We'll see. It might be first thing in June, but I have been recording some fun stuff for you guys. So if that interests you, stick around and you can check those out a little later in the month, hopefully, or, sometime early June. It just depends on how this all goes. I have a bunch of traveling to do as well, so we'll see. But I did decide to kind of do my calendar in like a bit of a rainbow of my teal stickers. You don't have to. You can use, all the light color, all the medium tone color, all the dark color, completely up to you. I just kind of like to do it this way, so that's what I did, and I had a lot of fun with it. And then I also, like you can see here, I brought in the stickers from the little days of the week sticker sheet, which is what I also use to do the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the top of my calendar as well. And then that's kind of all I do on the cover. The cover is where I go a bit crazy. I have so much fun decorating the cover. I love it so much. So I kind of go a little all out when I do that. And then we're going to jump into a tried and true spread for me. This is my meals on the left side with a little bit of decoration. And then on the right side, I do a content and a task list. This is what I need to, keep my small business running, to keep my YouTube content consistent. It's where I brainstorm ideas, that kind of stuff. And I like to do it just kind of in a list form. I change how the boxes look. I decorate them. I don't decorate them. This is just kind of a tried and true for me. And Mist did decide to come up and make sure that what I was doing was appropriate for my lists. I think she approved. She hung out for a few minutes and then she leaves, but her approval is always needed and wanted, so it was pretty cute that she came and joined me for a little bit on the desk here. So I draw out my boxes and then I bring in a Tombow dual brush pen, I believe they're called, and this is in color 291. I believe it's called Mint, and I just kind of line every second line. This just adds a little bit of something to the page because, of course, I need to write a lot of things here, so I can't add a ton of decoration, but I want to add just a little pop of color, a little bit of something extra, and I thought this was a really fun way to do it. So I go through and I line up every second line in both sides of the boxes, and I am going to add just a little strip of colored cardstock at the bottom there matching that photographer. Is it photography? No, it's photographer pattern paper. And I think that did something kind of just fun on the bottom of the page. I go really decoration heavy on the cover of my journal, or like the cover page with the month, because you don't need to write as much there, but I'm pretty heavy on writing in my journal. So because of that, I leave myself a lot of room and I don't add a ton of decorations. I've seen some people's bullet journals that are like these stunning hand-drawn, all this kind of art. And I'm like, those are super beautiful, but they aren't just functional for me. So I do tend towards a more minimalistic-ish, I guess, approach to what I'm kind of doing. And now this is a new sticker sheet. This is my medium alphabet in black. It will be, of course, in all of the colors when I get to release it. And of course, I ripped one. You do have to be a little bit careful, especially with these bigger letters, because there's way more cutouts around them. Like the little letters, it's literally just around the outside, but these big letters, it goes into like the points of the M and whatnot. So I was a little too excited and I ripped my M off. It doesn't matter. I still used it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me any, but I used my new medium letters there. I also have a large size of letters coming in the new release. Again, I'll show them more in my vlog when I get one up. And then I went back to my tried and true mini letters. I was joking about adding like a dollar sign because I ran out of S's. If you're going to grab the alphabet sheet, grab the large one. Unless you're getting multiple colors, then the little one's kind of fun. But I find that I run out of S's really quickly. I don't know why. I guess I use a lot of S's. And I did actually move meals over. So you can see here, I miscalculated because I wanted the last letter to end on the side of the box. And so you can see with the little letters, I started with the last letter and I went from there. But with my other one, I started with the M and I didn't line it up nicely. So you're going to see when I do the flip through, or here, see, you can even see I've moved them. So I moved them over because I didn't like how it lined up. And they moved perfectly fine. I didn't rip another letter, thankfully. And then I'm going to bring in the stickers and just keep adding them. I'm going to add these stickers to every page of this journal because they are so fun. Of the spread, sorry. And I'm going to go through and just pick out little stickers. It's just like a little bit of decoration, but still leaves me a majority of the writing space. And I love how that looks. So, and I did have to bring these back in. These are cool. Like I said, I'm going to have to go and see if I can get my hands on a couple more packages of these because they're super, super fun. I could not resist adding them to like every page I had in my journal here. The only exception is, and you're not going to see me set it up, you'll see it in the flip through though, is that I did between the meals, content, and tasks trackers and my weekly spreads, which is what you see me setting up here, I did do another doodle doodle spread. I just didn't record it because it's literally just boxes drawn in pencil. Like you guys have seen it in the last couple of spreads. It's kind of boring to look at. It's really cool later And when I have some time, I'm going to record a short of the doodles full. But for now, I skipped that. You'll see it in the flip through at the end of the video though. And it literally is just 30 boxes drawn in pencil on the page. And then when I go and actually doodle in it, I'll usually go around the box in pen, or I might shift the box if what I'm thinking is a little larger, a little smaller, just that kind of thing. So I went through and I had already penciled out how I wanted my weeklies to look. This is kind of my tried and true. I'm boring in as much as I like to just have the same weeklies. I don't know. I just find it easier for me. And here I made a mistake. I went one square too far. So I just used my white gel pen and fixed that while I was thinking about it. And then I'm going to keep just drawing these lines. I'm only going to show you these 2 spreads, but all 4 spreads are the same. And I am going to leave the last 2 days of the month off because I will be adding them into July. I like to keep my weeks together. So because of that, I kind of split up my weeks sometimes. So in this case, I'm going to stop on the 28th in this weekly spread, and I'm going to add the 29th and 30th into July's setup, just because I like to keep my weeks together. And I'm Canadian, if you guys didn't know, so that's why I do my calendar Sunday to Saturday, because that's just how it is here. But completely up to you as to how you want to lay it out. That just makes the most sense for me. I have seen a lot of people who do Monday to Sunday so they can keep the weekend together. But because of how my husband's schedule is and because I work for myself, I keep my weekend as his weekend and he gets Sunday, Mondays. So it just makes the most sense for me to just keep it all together like how it is in my calendar in my country. But yeah, so I'm just going to go and add those cool teal lines across this one as well, just because I love how that looks. And because again, I need to do a lot of writing here. And because of that, I like to have some pops of color, but not, use up all the space with decorations, because I do write out full-on task lists for the day. And I've done 8 boxes because I do a weekly task list in the bottom. So I usually in the front of my tasks, I will kind of write out everything I want to achieve in the month on that tasks and content page. And then I will go through and break it up into weekly sections. So, I'll do, I might have one that's record all the videos, because I usually try to record my videos the first week or 2 of the month and then have them all ready to go so I can focus on other projects. And because of that, I kind of like to break it down into weekly. So this week I might record, 5 videos, 1 each day. And then the next week I might do all the editing. And then maybe the next week I'm working on sticker sheets, that kind of thing. So I like to break it down like that. And if you're newer to my channel and you've never seen my meals planner, I do a weekly shop. So pretty much every Tuesday, as a general rule, I like to go and I do the weekly shop and I write out a meal plan. It's not because of restrictions or anything. I don't like to waste food. That kind of bothers me. So if I'm going to buy a bunch of vegetables, I want to know that we're going to eat them, right? So because of that, I will specifically go and, lay out a list. So say I wanted to buy a head of lettuce, as an example, maybe one night we're going to have tacos so we can have the lettuce. And then maybe another night we're going to do chicken and wedge salad so that we use up the rest of that head of lettuce, that kind of stuff. Veggies and fruit aren't inexpensive. So if we have them, I want to use them. So I am very specific about, using up the vegetables and stuff that we have in the house. So that is why I like to run that meal plan in my book. And then you're going to see here, I've busted out my numbers again, and I have a teal day list that I used. I think I used this back in March, maybe? That's when I originally created the teal stickers. And I had this one because I print 2 sheets per letter size sheet. And because of that, I get 2. Well, I used the numbers off of this one in that setup, but I had my number sheet, so it didn't really matter. So you get, when you purchase the days of the week sheets, you get 5 weeks of days in an ombre colorway, unless you buy black or white, then of course you just get white or black. And then I have a set of numbers that match, right? But I'd use all the numbers, so I didn't get the numbers. And I didn't want to go and reprint just the days of the week list for me to use because I had this. So I did the numbers instead because I just thought it would be easier. But this is one of the new colorways. I have a bunch of new colors coming. I have hydrangea, which you guys would have seen last month. It's coming. I have orchid, which is deep purpley pinks. I have a sunflower, which is yellows and browns. I have rose, which is it's really pretty. And then I have teal, I have moss, I have a bunch of fun colors coming that will be in all these same sticker sheets. Because of course I've already done all the rainbow colors. So yeah, I'm going to bust into a couple of different colorways because I think that'd be really fun. And then I do have, like I said, I had the number sheets coming. I have medium alphabet and large alphabet coming. I have, I'm working on my sentiment stickers. You guys know if I've talked about that a few times where I really want to do sentiment sticker sheets, so it'll be how the sentiments like happy birthday, thinking of you, but they'll be in, like square, rectangle sheets that you can just like labels kind of, and you can just peel them off and put them on your cards. I think that'd be really fun. So I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I just need Canada Post to sort itself out so that I can list them and sell them and show them off. So you will see those coming up in my vlog, and I will keep you guys up to date too about whatever's going on with Canada Post. So if you're interested in anything, you can always shoot me a message too, or an email. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. If you want to, chat at me, you can certainly do so. And then I just cut out, this is another pattern paper out of the 12 by 12, and I just cut it out to fit these kind of rectangles that match the width, the height, I guess, of my boxes. It's a little bit of decoration. It's not a lot, it's pretty subtle, but it just gives every page just a little pop of something extra, and it's a fun way to kind of use that pattern paper. Because I do tend to just hoard it and pet it and put it back. So this is kind of a fun way to just use the pattern paper. So I did do, 2 strips on each page. This is why my poor journal is getting so bulky. Thankfully, the spine is holding up beautifully. The only thing I wish this book had, and it's not a detriment or anything, I do wish that it had an elastic, just because I had a lot of layers. So I do wish that the journal just had a little elastic that could, hold it shut. But luckily it isn't an issue, thankfully. And Hemlock and Oak is a Canadian company, which is pretty amazing. So I am really glad that they're actually based in Vancouver. So that's pretty cool. But I am really, really glad that this book is holding up to all the layers and stuff that I'm adding to it, because I'd be really sad if it broke down. So I've been pleasantly surprised with how heavy I'm using it and how well it's holding up. So I will have that link down below. I don't think you can get this exact journal. I mean, I bought this journal back in December. Actually, it might have been in November. No, yeah, because it was during the last strike, and they shipped it to me through a different company. So yeah, I don't think you can get this exact journal, but they have tons of stunning journals. So if you're Canadian and you're looking for a journal, or if you're American and you just want a good journal, it's an option. You can go and check it out. But yeah, so you can always go look. And then here you can see, I just was having so much fun with these stickers. They just add a pop of something exciting. I don't know. It's funny because they're so chill. They're just cello tape, aged cello tape, but it's just such a neat look. So I had a hard time stopping myself from adding them to all the pages, but I had a blast creating this. So I am so happy with how this turned out. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Please let me know what you think of this setup. It is a little different than my usual, but I'm really happy about it. I think it's pretty. It's fun to look at. I'm excited to start using June's layouts because it's just so pretty. Here's that doodle page that I told you about. It's not very exciting. It is at the end of the month, but it's not very exciting when I set it up. It's literally just 30 boxes, in the page. And then of course here are my weeklies, and I am so happy about it. So let me know what you guys think. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, please leave me some kind of photography related emoji in your comment. I don't know what all is available. So anything, a camera or a picture frame or whatever you can find, leave it for me, because I cannot express how much I appreciate you watching the whole video. It means so much to me. And thank you so much to my members. You guys make this possible, so I cannot express how much I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.